Tyrese Haliburton just pulled off one of the craziest game winners of the season. A wild four-point play over Giannis Antetokounmpo sealed the deal for the Indiana Pacers, shocking the Milwaukee Bucks in a thrilling 115-114 finish. But before we break it all down, make sure to subscribe to Basketball Insider USA for the latest NBA breakdowns, trade rumors, and game analysis. Now, let's get into it. With the Pacers down by 3 and time running out, Haliburton caught the inbounds pass, took a couple of dribbles, and pulled up over Giannis. Boom! The shot goes in, the whistle blows, and Gainbridge Fieldhouse erupts. This wasn't just a tough shot, it was a miracle. Giannis, one of the league's top defenders, lunged at Haliburton, but instead of just contesting, he made contact. Haliburton went down, but the ball swished through the net. After a long review, the refs confirmed the foul, sending him to the line for a chance to put Indiana ahead. And with the game on the line, Haliburton steps up, ice in his veins, and drills the free throw. The Pacers take the lead with just seconds left. The entire crowd is on its feet, and the Bucks are in complete disbelief. Let's take a deeper look at how Haliburton got to this moment. He struggled for most of the game, shooting just 5 of 12 from the field and only making one three-pointer before this dagger. But what makes great players stand out? The ability to show up in clutch moments. And Haliburton did just that. Indiana had a well-rounded effort in this win. Pascal Siakam was their go-to guy all night, dropping 25 points and grabbing 12 boards. His presence in the paint and mid-range game kept Indiana in striking distance. Benedict Mathurin came off the bench and provided 17 crucial points, while Miles Turner chipped in with 13. The Pacers shot over 50% from the field and made sure they capitalized on key possessions. On the other hand, the Bucks had a solid game but couldn't close it out. Brook Lopez led the way with 23 points, shooting an efficient 9 of 11 from the field. Giannis was everywhere as usual, finishing with 19 points, 17 rebounds, and 7 assists. But Damian Lillard had an off night, shooting just 4 of 14 and struggling to find his rhythm. If Dame had hit a few more shots, this game could have gone differently. Even after Haliburton's heroics, Milwaukee had a chance to steal the game. With 3 seconds left, Giannis got the ball and put up a 3 at the buzzer, but it was just off the mark. The Pacers held on, securing a much-needed victory and shaking up the Eastern Conference standings. And speaking of the standings, this game had major playoff implications. The Pacers and Bucks are now tied at 36-28, both fighting for that 4th seed. Home court advantage in the first round is still up for grabs, and with the season winding down, every win matters. So, what's next for these teams? Indiana now heads to Philly for a showdown against the Sixers before a massive rematch against Milwaukee on Saturday. That game is going to be electric. The Bucks, meanwhile, need to regroup and come back stronger if they want to hold their position in the standings. The matchup between these two Eastern Conference rivals was a back-and-forth battle from start to finish. Both teams came in with identical 36-28 records, making this game crucial in the race for the 4th seed in the conference standings. The Bucks held the lead for most of the second half, but Indiana kept clawing back with key contributions from Pascal Siakam and Benedict Mathurin. Despite struggling to find his rhythm for most of the night, Haliburton stepped up in the biggest moment of the game, proving why he is one of the most exciting young guards in the NBA. The Pacers will now travel to Philadelphia to take on the 76ers before their much-anticipated rematch with the Bucks on Saturday, March 15th at Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee. Given how this game ended, expect the Bucks to come out with a vengeance. Meanwhile, Milwaukee will need to regroup quickly as they fight to hold their position in the standings. Damian Lillard's shooting slump is something the Bucks will need to address, especially if they want to compete deep into the playoffs. Damian Lillard had a tough night, finishing with 15 points, 3 rebounds, and 11 assists while shooting 4-14 from the field and 2-7 from the three-point range in 37 minutes of playing time. With the loss to the Pacers, the Bucks dropped to 36-28 in 64 games, which has them as the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference. They have gone 6-4 over their last 10 games and lost 3 straight. Following the Pacers, the Bucks will play their next game on Thursday night when they return home to host Luka Doncic and the Los Angeles Lakers. The Bucks took a 3-point lead thanks to 2 Damian Lillard free throws, setting up the final play where the Pacers inbounded near half court. The play began with 4 Pacers aligned like wide receivers, spread across the court. Haliburton then looped toward the ball around behind his 3 teammates, but Taurean Prince didn't follow him across the court. And fellow Bucks Gary Trent Jr. and Kyle Kuzma sprinted the opposite direction with their own assignments. "I'm supposed to stay with him," Prince said. "I should have just stayed with him. I put that on me. A lot of other things we could have done better, but that particular play, now that I look at it, I definitely should not have gave him so much room." Prince acknowledged there were several ways to defend that play, but at the end of the day, if I stay with him, we force somebody else to shoot, and who knows if that still goes in. I mean, he still made a tough-ass shot, in my opinion. As far as what I could have personally done better, I should have stayed connected to his body. It gave Haliburton an unimpeded lane to not only receive the inbound pass, but shoot up the court and force Antetokounmpo to close. "There's nothing more that you can do on that play," Antetokounmpo said. "It was a foul, as we saw in the replay. Either you take a step back and let him shoot it, or you try to make it as tough as possible for him." Now that I think about it, maybe I should have taken a step back, because if he had made it, we still go to overtime. But defensively, there's nothing more you can do. It's just try to get in front of him. Makes an incredible shot. Just gotta give credit. Rivers said the play was blown from the beginning, but he didn't want to use his final timeout to reset his defense in the event the Pacers scored. The timeout would have allowed the Bucks to advance the ball and draw up a play. Benedict Mathurin came off the bench and provided 17 crucial points, while Miles Turner chipped in with 13. The Pacers shot over 50% from the field and made sure they capitalized on key possessions. On the other hand, the Bucks had a solid game but couldn't close it out. Brook Lopez led the way with 23 points, shooting an efficient 9 of 11 from the field. Giannis was everywhere as usual, finishing with 19 points, 17 rebounds, and 7 assists. But Damian Lillard had an off night, shooting just 4 of 14 and struggling to find his rhythm. If Dame had hit a few more shots, this game could have gone differently. Even after Haliburton's heroics, Milwaukee had a chance to steal the game. With 3 seconds left, Giannis got the ball and put up a 3 at the buzzer, but it was just off the mark. The Pacers held on, securing a much-needed victory and shaking up the Eastern Conference standings. And speaking of the standings, this game had major playoff implications. The Pacers and Bucks are now tied at 36-28. What do you think about this insane finish? Will the Pacers take over the 4th seed? Can the Bucks bounce back? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you love NBA breakdowns like this, make sure to subscribe to Basketball Insider USA. We bring you the latest game analysis, trade rumors, and player updates, so hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Stay tuned for more hoops action. Until next time, keep ballin'.